So when I set up this reef tank, I was well aware that I had one thing that I could never control, and that's the unlimited energy that comes from the sun. So I knew I don't have a nutrient problem, I don't have a flow problem. What I have is a unlimited source of energy problem. Now, even though I block out about 90% of the sun that comes into this tank for up until like 2 o'clock, and then there's about direct sunlight for maybe 2 hours after that, and then it's sunset. Even with that amount of energy is just so robust, any algae can grow in this tank. And of course, you can look at the health and you can look at the clarity of this tank. It's clear there's not a nutrient problem, it's just an energy problem. So my answer to that was to have the most robust cleanup crew. And so I decided to go first with saccoglossans, because the question was, how many saccoglossans does it take to deal with algae in the reef tank? And I have about 200 saccoglossans in my tank right now, and that's not even enough to even put, it put some of a dent into the algae in this tank, but not a significant amount. So I'm really excited to see for the next generation, because this is the first generation of saccoglossans in my tank. I started out with 2. They had babies. This is their breed, their first brew, and we're getting close to maybe the second generation, which is really exciting. And the thing I was never worried about is having such a large or robust amount of cleanup crew or saccoglossans, or things that are going to eat the bryopsis in this tank. I wasn't worried about how large that population could get. I knew at some point it would have to stabilize because I have an unlimited source of energy from the sun. So, the greatest question someone asked me is, how many does it take? And right now I have about 200 in my tank, and it has put a very small dent in. Some areas are absolutely clear of bryopsis, but most of them have, a lower amount. And so with that being said, I'm excited to see the next generation come online here. And maybe I can even start getting the other types of saccoglossans, the ones that look like sheep. Maybe I'll get those as my next generation in the tank, so I can have multiple types of saccoglossans and we can watch them in this environment. So that's why the tank looks the way it is. I always get a lot of questions about the algae, but it's because the sun is a beautiful source of energy and it really doesn't need any nutrients to grow. It just needs good lighting.